Swear to God, bro. If you feel this, I'm gonna flip out. I don't know what to do, man. You're installing the most simple. Oh my god. What am I supposed to do? BIOS defaults, right? BIOS defaults. The most clean ubuntu-ISO you can possibly have on a fucking insanely good USB drive. I've used this USB drive for fucking thousands of times. Installing anything, everything. How? Just why does this keep happening? What is wrong with you? Why does this keep happening? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do, dude? Guys, like, who am I talking to even? Like, what? Like, Ubuntu developers, what is this? How could you fuck up like this? Whose fault is this? What am I supposed to do against this? I'm stuck with this piece of shit, bro. It's just a brick for me. It's just a brick. I cannot do anything. It's like, it's more than $1,000 just sitting there, not doing anything. It's not gonna do anything. Nothing runs on it. I'm supposed to work with this thing, bro. I got school in next week. This thing is worth more than $1,000. This thing has worked. I don't know, man. What is this? Why does it fail? Can you like explain it? It doesn't even give me a fucking code. It says executing failed and this is a fatal error. Okay, but why? Like, can you give me more information, right? So let's see. I can do this, right? Control Alt and then, yeah, but it just gives me the screen. It doesn't give me a log. It just gives me the whole screen. So what the fuck am I supposed to run in order to get a debug fucking shell? Like, these are all just clean shells that I can use and log into, but it doesn't show me a background log. It used to do this. It used to just be like, hey yo, this is an important installer. All right, the background shells, the background shell is gonna be a log for you because this is an installer, not a fucking ordinary ass. Whatchamacallit? Like, it's not an ordinary setup. It's not an ordinary installation. It's not an ordinary computer. It's not an ordinary desktop. It's a setup. During setup, your background things used to be debug in the past. I think, if I remember correct, I think that's what it used to be. I just don't see a debug. What am I supposed to do? How do I, like, it's right here, right? I can, normally I can click that, but if I do OK right now, the whole screen disappears and I cannot click it anymore. So I cannot click that to see the log. I cannot see what is going wrong. I cannot see in the background what is going wrong. And I'm at a loss. This piece of shit, I've tried installing to USB. I've tried installing to different drives, hard drive, SSDs. This is my M.2. It just doesn't function. And the BIOS is default. This thing, I don't know, man. Like, the computer is my life. I sit behind it all day. It's my school, it's my work. It's my form of entertainment. I don't enjoy fucking television, bro. I need a video game or something. And I just can't. This whole thing is bricked. There's no Linux that runs on it because it throws this piece of shit error. There's no Windows on it because Windows claims like my normal Windows installation that used to be on this, it doesn't boot anymore because it I don't know what it is, but every once in a while I have to reinstall Windows for some fucking reason. And the boot was like, I don't know, you boot up, it's like driver related, but you boot up and you have a frozen computer. And you can boot up in safe mode, but I don't know how to fix it in safe mode. So I think it's usually easier to reinstall. But now I don't have Windows as a working USB anymore. I don't have a USB stick with an installer because the installer that I had doesn't work. It just says media driver not found. It just doesn't have media drivers to find any compatible install or drives to install to. So I need a media drive. I don't know where to find that. I don't even know what, I've never done that. Last time I done that was like Windows XP. Windows, like these new age drivers, I don't know what they mean because it's very wishy-washy. Like, are you talking about my hard drive drivers? Because you're just calling it a media driver. I don't know. Like, what? Do you want my like Realtek audio drivers or some shit like that? So I don't know what to do. I don't know where to get these drivers. And when I do get the drivers, it's a setup.exe, so I cannot select it because it's probably in expecting a enf file. So anyway, Linux is better anyway. I want to try Linux. Since when? I have never. How does this happen? I have never had a Linux installer fail on proper settings, right? Like, I've probably seen this message before. It's not a very interesting message. It's just that usually there's a configuration error or something. Like, you can probably get this fixed by turning on or turning off UEFI or secure boot or enrolling a fucking keys hash code or whatever. Nothing. There's nothing. I've tried everything. Every possible BIOS setting that you could possibly change, I've changed it. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. What do you want from me, bitch? What do you want? How am I supposed to even view the logs anymore? To the Ubuntu developers, why does Control Alt F7, I think it used to be, right? Why does that no longer show me anything? Why does it just throw me an ordinary old ass shell? It used to just give me the log. Why did you change that? Just why? What flavor of Linux do I have to use that is not Debian or Ubuntu based in order to get a proper setup? And how does this feel? It's the most simple fucking task. You've installed to the drive already. You've created the partition. You've created an EFI partition successfully. It's formatted. I've checked it. It's a FAT32. You can write to it, no problem. Then how does update grub fail? At what point is there any task that you perform that is even possible to fail? You just copy a bunch of shitty files over to the drive that's already back there. The drive is writable. It's fine. It's fixed. I've seen it. It's possible to write anything to it. It's like 500 megabytes. You just throw something on it. You don't even get this. You don't throw anything on it. You just fail at the simplest of tasks and all the way at the end as well. How much more do I have to say, man? I keep recording. I don't know what to say. I'm just so outraged because I'm truly at a loss. I cannot do anything. I'm truly at a loss. I've never had this in my whole life with computers. I've never had this where I'm not even able to install an operating system. If I don't have an operating system, what fucking use is my computer? What use is it, man? What am I supposed to do? I'm totally outraged. I can complain about Windows, but since when does Linux? What the fuck, man? Alright, so this is just a brick. It's worth, it's probably worth something, but it's not worth anything to me. It's just a bunch of expensive hardware, but you can't use it. It's unusable. It's become unusable thanks to all these operating systems fucking up. What am I supposed to do with you, man? This thing is so expensive. It's so, I need it as well. It's so important to my life. I work with it. I use it for school because I get educated with, IT shit for some reason. I don't even like this. I just want to leave. I just want to quit. I just want to be a gardener, man. Just get this thing normal. The only thing I like, there's this HP thing. Like, if your computer crashes, you just grab the HP recovery tool, and he has an operating system, for you that you can put on a flash drive, and that has the entire image of the computer itself. So I'm never gonna buy a computer anymore. I'm never gonna buy the parts anymore. I'm just gonna buy a laptop. It's gonna be HP, and I'm just gonna, if this thing crashes, I'm just gonna get the image, put it on the drive, and just get a system image put back on the thing itself. It saves you a lot of trouble, I guess. Then again, it's still Windows, and I fucking hate it because Windows. Oh my god, man, why? Oh my god, there's just so many. There's so much wrong with operating systems in general. I can go on about Windows forever, but when it comes to Linux, I mean, I cannot play any video games on it. That's just what it is. I would switch to Linux. First of all, if this didn't happen, because this is the fucking dumbest thing ever. What? Why am I here? Why? What is my purpose now? I don't know what to do. I'm gonna, like, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna fail all my classes. I'm gonna fail my job applications. I'm gonna fail at life. I do everything on the computer, everything online. I don't know. I don't know who to ask help even, you know? I don't know who to go to when the IT guy doesn't know IT, you know? When the master doesn't know, like when the teacher doesn't know what he's teaching anymore. Like what you, where are you? Like who is to blame for this, to be like, to begin with in Ubuntu? Like, what? Do I have to speak to Linus Torvalds himself, the fucking creator of Linux, or do I have to like find out who makes the installer for Ubuntu? Do I have to hit up the Ubuntu dev that's responsible for this part of the installer, the update grub? Do I have to find him? I'm just at a total loss right now. At a complete loss. I don't have any options to explore anymore. I've tried every flavor of Ubuntu that you could possibly want. So the last 3 LTS updates and the latest Ubuntu, so the 0.10 or whatever. I've tried this Windows installer. I don't know, like, maybe I just have to recreate it and download another ISO. But come on, man. Okay, so I'll reinstall Windows. I'll try that again. But I don't want to use Windows. I want to use Linux. And I've never encountered something this retarded with Linux. Because with Linux you can always troubleshoot the smallest and tiniest issues ever. But when update grub fails, I'm just so confused. This is a stable, ordinary Ubuntu release from the website. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm not a developer. I'm not responsible for anything in Linux development. I don't even code, bro. I'm fucking dumb. When it comes to coding, I don't know jack shit. I don't involve myself in any projects, let alone the Ubuntu thing itself. Who do I ask for help? There's no one out there that's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's this and that, fix it. Because it's not a configuration thing. It's not me. And I really regret saying, or regret the fact that I'm about to say this, but the only other thing is that it's the possibly hardware issue. But why and how are the biggest questions on my mind right now. If it's a hardware issue, first of all, how did it happen? At what point did it just crash, for what reason? And the why is like, why does this have to happen? Like, why exactly have you even the reason? Because this thing is worth so much, man. Like, why is it that you are even able to crash, bro? You are top tier level hardware. You are such an expensive bitch and you still crash. I'm done. 50 minutes. All right. 50-minute rant. I'm going to upload it to YouTube, right? No one's going to watch it, but 50 minutes I'm done talking. If I talk anymore, I'm going to lose my mind. I've been watching TV all day. I don't even like television. I don't have any other thing to do. If my computer doesn't work and my house is clean, I have no purpose in life. This thing just killed my life. What the fuck am I supposed to do?